All right, we are back with another pick'em video. It is Friday, January 31st. We got the weekend coming, and we got some pretty good basketball. Also, it's an 8-game slate, kind of the sweet spot. Not like too many games, not too few games. So definitely some plays I'm liking out there to some decent value. We're going to break it all down in terms of the matchups, in terms of the hit rates and things like that. You'll be able to see it visually why I'm liking them, and also got some leans that I want to talk about for this one as well. Before we do that, though, I always talk about the recap of yesterday's video. We had some pretty sweet reads there. Had a pretty good day overall, so hopefully you guys made some money there. Let me know in the comments if you did. While you're down there, leave the video a like. Subscribe if you are new for sure. Whenever you subscribe, leave the video a like, comment. That tells YouTube to push this guy's video out a little bit more, so I always appreciate when you guys do that. And yeah, after the recap, injury news like always, then we'll jump into the plays. So let's hop into the recap yesterday, and let's get into it. All right, so jumping into the recap of yesterday's plays, we talked about 6 of them. A couple of them were leans, and we really focused in on that Houston-Memphis game, which ended up being a really cool game. All the other games kind of sucked. They were blowout situations, but either way, still had 4 plays that hit, 1 play that did not hit, and then Ja Morant, which we'll start with, he ended up not playing, late scratch. I was really liking that play, but again, didn't end up playing there. Jalen Green over 25 points and assists. He ended with 30. He had 25 points alone, chipped in with 5 assists. Good read there. He continues to play well, especially against this Memphis team. Fred VanVleet under 3.5 rebounds. He only had 1, so I'd say that's a pretty good read there. Jordan Poole under 21.5 points. He had 19. The Lakers crushed these guys. The Wizards are just a horrible franchise. They look, I guess they're just tanking for Cooper Flag at this point heavily, but their team is just horrendous. But yeah, Jordan Poole, we talked about, we'll never go to his over again. We went to his under, and it treated us well. Franz Wagner over 22.5 points. They got crushed, and it didn't matter. Franz Wagner still got 24 points. He looks really, really good. Probably would have been an all-star. Him and Paolo probably both could be all-stars if they played enough games. But even coming back from injury, he played, I think, 31 minutes, and he got 24 points. So easy cash there for us. And then Evan Mobley over 17.5 points. He only had 16, but he also only played 27 minutes. That was a blowout situation. So good reads. Again, hopefully you guys made some money. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. I want to say this because I don't think I said it in the intro. If this video gets 200 likes, I'm going to give you guys another play in the pinned comment down below tomorrow at some point, probably when it hits 200 likes. Hopefully it hits 200 likes. So yeah, I appreciate all that. And again, while you're down there, leaving a comment. Just going to push this video out, especially after a good winning day. I want to see what you guys played, and hopefully you made some money. So there's the recap. Let's talk about some injury news as I'll just scroll down here. For teams on a back-to-back, no one's on a back-to-back. I mentioned that in the intro. Everyone's going to be on fresh legs. That's always a good thing. Mavericks, Luka Doncic, Powell, Kleba, Lively, all still out. Exum is going to be a game-time decision, so see if he's going to be in the lineup. Jaden Ivey still out for the Detroit Pistons. For the Clippers, Chris Dunn will be out. Everyone else is pretty healthy, so this Clippers team that's been pretty good, starting to get even more and more healthy with Kawhi and everyone playing regularly now. Hornets, LaMelo Ball still out. Mark Williams still out. Josh Green is probable. He might be someone we talk about in today's video if he's going to play, because they need an offensive player. Miles Bridges can't do everything, especially against a good defense in the Clippers. So I hope he plays, because I want to be attacking his lines. And then Cody Martin is going to be out for them as well. For the Nuggets, pretty much no one out for the Nuggets. 76ers, Embiid, Drummond, Paul George, all out. The other two Martins have missed a lot of time, but obviously these big 3 guys, they're going to be out down low. For a guy like Jokic, could be a good spot for him to score the ball, pretty much do everything. We're going to be talking about Jokic in this video as well. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine's going to be out again. Torrey Craig's going to be out again. Taylor Horton-Tucker's game time decision. For the Raptors, Quickly could be coming back. I would assume he doesn't come back, but he might be coming back. Just keep that in mind. Grady Dick, game time decision. Kelly Olynyk, game time decision. Those are the big 3 names you want to be paying attention for the Raptors, because it definitely affects some guys' stats there. For the Celtics, Al Horford's probable. Sam Hauser is a game time decision. For the Pelicans, Dejounte Murray probable. We'll probably go ahead and play. Brandon Ingram out, Herb Jones out. We know that. That's been happening for a while. And then Daniel Tice, doubtful, so he might not be playing. Just keep an eye on him. For the Bucks, Bobby Portis still out. Giannis and Middleton are going to be probable. AJ Green could be coming back. For the Spurs, no notable injuries, which is good to see. Then for the Suns, also no injuries. And for the Warriors, Draymond Green, Kuminga, they missed a bunch of time as well. So there's the injury report. Nothing too crazy. We've seen a lot of these before, but definitely some guys to keep an eye on. And also, good thing to see no teams on a back-to-back. All right, so jumping into our plays here. First off, we're going to be using a tool called Props Madness. You're going to see how awesome this tool is. If you want to check it out, there's a link in my description down below. When you use code RICH, you're going to get a free week when signing up, so you can try it out for a free week. And if you want to continue that, it's 25% off your first month. Or if you wanted to sign up for the whole year because you're like, this thing's freaking sick, and it also does WNBA, which goes through the summer. Yeah, you can use code RICH when signing up, 25% off your first month or your first year. Just letting you know. Link in the description down below, and it is code RICH. And we're going to start off with our first play here, and it's going to be a plus 110 play. I played this on FanDuel. A couple other books have this around minus 110, but the books right now are favoring the under here. But yeah, plus 110 on FanDuel, I do like to see that. So let's see James Harden here at 9.5 assists. Obviously, throughout the whole year, he hasn't been a huge assister, but he's been scoring the ball a ton. You can see him going over his line, 21.5 points, a decent amount of times. He's just been able to do everything. Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard now back in the lineup. And that's the big thing I really want to just focus on here. He's, playing with Kawhi has been huge for him. He definitely turns into more of a passer with Kawhi on the court. In games with Kawhi on the court this year, he's over in 7 of 9 games for a 77% hit rate, which I love to see. Now, he did miss 2 games, but I don't mind, a 7 of 9 hit rate. And he's also going up against a matchup that I think he could absolutely pick apart here. This is a huge spread, 13.5. The Brooklyn Nets just beat this team by a whole bunch because they don't have Mark Williams. They don't have LaMelo Ball. They're not a very good team without those guys, obviously. So I do think this could be a blowout situation, but I looked at those games that he played with Kawhi, and he's crushed some of these teams. He beat the Hawks by 26. This is back on January 4th. He still had 15 assists in that game, and they also destroyed another team by 59 points. That was against the Brooklyn Nets, and he had 11 assists in that game. So even if this is a blowout, I think he's going to get his damage done early. And yeah, I'm liking this value here at 9.5 points. I'm not going to dig too deep into this in terms of teams in isolation, teams above the break, just because we don't have a ton of information with him playing with Kawhi. But when he plays with Kawhi, his assist numbers are up. The games he missed, he had 8 and 9 assists. So for plus money, plus 110 over on FanDuel, I'm liking this 9.5 assist line for James Harden. I want to see how the line fluctuates throughout the day, but assuming everyone's going to play, no one on the injury report right now, this line's looking, really, really good right off the bat. And then just adding a little bit more to this, if you're worried about that blowout potential, I'm not too worried because of these 9 games that Kawhi has been a part of, they've beat teams by 10 plus points in 7 of them. As you can see, they won by 12 here, 11 assists. They lost this one by 2, still had 10 assists. 1 by 10 here, that was a hook at 9 assists. 1 by 17, 1 by 14, 1 by 59, 1 by 11, and then lost by 2 to the Timberwolves, who are a much harder matchup. Indy did only have 8 there, but then again, 1 by 26. So they're beating teams by 10 plus, a decent amount with Kawhi in the lineup, and he's been hitting this number consistently. So I'm really liking this Harden line for plus 110. I'll take that any day of the week. Moving into the next play here, it's going to be Nikola Jokic. I think he's going to have a bounce back performance here. As you can see, obviously coming off a bad game, they lose by 10 to the Knicks. He deals with foul trouble, only plays 33 minutes. He didn't rebound well. He didn't assist well. He didn't score all too well. And I think he's going to have a bounce back performance here because he's got a perfect matchup going against the centerless 76ers. I think Yabusele is going to be playing him. There's no Drummond. There's no Embiid down there. So he's going to be the biggest guy in the court by far. And 26.5 points does seem a little high in terms of his form lately. But again, the main thing here is they're ranked 27th in terms of points in the paint. Let's just see teams that are in the bottom third. Again, they're ranked 27th. That's 3rd or 4th worst in the league. And when you just switch to that, teams that aren't good at defending the restricted area. Let's see, bottom third teams. This must look a little bit better. Oh wait, it looks a lot better. 91.7% hit rate, 11 to 12 games. So I do love his scoring potential in this one. But if you don't love his scoring potential because he's been an absolute dime machine as of late, you can see his assists here, not over the 10.5, but over 9.5. He's been hitting that very consistently other than this this bad game against the Knicks. I think he's going to be able to dime the ball. I definitely think he's going to be able to rebound the ball over 9.5 rebounds. If you can see what I'm getting at here, I think he can get a triple-double today. He's been over that very consistently. So I think Jokic a triple-double, whether that's good value or not, maybe go to that. But I also think he's going to score the ball pretty well in this matchup. He did play them once already. He had 27 points in that one. And this was a game they won by 35 points. He only played 30 minutes. He also assisted pretty well, had 10 assists there, and also had 13 rebounds. That's a triple-double right there too. So good history against this team. Makes a whole lot of sense. They're bad at defending the paint. They don't have Embiid. They don't have Andre Drummond. They're literally going to be playing Yabusele against Nikola Jokic. I think he's going to tear this guy apart. So triple-double or over his 26.5 points. I think either way looks pretty good for Jokic today. Next up, we're going to talk Daniel Gafford, and this is going to be an under here. Now, he's gone over this in 3 straight games, 19, 18, 22 points, trending in the wrong direction for an under, but I don't like this matchup for him because of the way the Pistons play defense. 84% of his shots come in the restricted area. They're ranked 4th in terms of defending that. And then he also gets a decent amount of his points. They're actually this top amount of points in terms of putbacks. They rank 2nd in terms of defending putbacks. So it's not a great matchup for a guy like Daniel Gafford. And we can see that in his charts. Now, he is probably going to get a decent amount of minutes. Hasn't seen less than 24 minutes lately in a while. So I'm just going to add this chart, 24 plus minutes. No Derek Lively in this one either. 60% hit rate on the over. So that's not looking really good. Also, some of these games really, really close. I think this could be a sweaty one. Now, he picks up fouls. That's when he sees, less than 25 minutes. 24 minutes, 23 minutes, more in that range. And K could definitely get him in some foul trouble, or some guys down low like Gafford himself, or not Gafford himself, Duran himself on the other side. So if he gets in foul trouble, that's a plus for us. And again, I want to see the main thing, restricted area defense, putback defense, and we can do that right here. So teams that are top half of the league in terms of defending the restricted area, we can see like 15th to first. We can see this hit rate goes to 33%. So teams that are, pretty good at defending the restricted area, now this looks like a better hit rate for us on the under. Now we also take into account that they're also good at defending the putbacks. If we want to see the bottom 15 teams defending putbacks, or top 15 teams, 37% hit rate, 3 of 8 games. So he's staying under in a lot of these matchups. If they're good at defending the paint, maybe they got some good interior scoring as well. That's going to hurt Gafford in terms of picking up some fouls. If you want to put both of these in together, bottom 15 teams in both these regards, he's under in all 3 of those matchups. So I like this under for Gafford. Maybe I'm getting a little too fancy because he has been scoring decently well lately. If he stays out of foul trouble, he could see 30-plus minutes, and that couldn't be good for us. But I'm liking this under, playing the stats, looking a little bit more into it. Good interior defense. It's going to be a little bit harder for a guy like Gafford to score. And then going right down here, we can see similar players to a guy like Gafford, how they score their points. More red than green here. 3 guys have gone over. Capella, Claxton, and Pirtle down here, but these guys have also gone under. Pirtle again. Pirtle, twice more has gone under. Gobert's gone under. Kessler. A lot of these guys in single-digit scoring. So I do like to see that. Again, any play you go to could obviously go one way or the other, but I'm liking the chances that Gafford stays under here a lot more than his chances to go over, at least a little bit more. And then moving into the 4th play here, we're going to talk Dejounte Murray, who is finally starting to see an upward trend in terms of his scoring. And it's really just because he's starting to shoot the ball a normal percentage of what his entire career has looked like. If we look at just what he's been doing for his entire career, 43, 44, and it's just gone up from there. Pretty much every year he's at 45 or 46%, and then all of a sudden he's at 39%, and this was much lower at the beginning of the year. So if we go back to Props Madness and kind of look at the field goal percentage, we can see this blue line. A lot of these games, his field goal percentage is horrible. Now you start to see the uptick in trends. He's shooting a whole lot better, and in games that he's shooting at least 40%, again, he's a career 45% field goal percent shooter. 40%, he's over this in 11 of 12 games. So if Dejounte can just score the ball at a normal rate, I do love to see this hit rate. That's obviously really good. Now the Celtics are a team that have been hit or miss. They blow teams out, and then they lose to the worst team in the league, but they're also not a very good pick and roll ball handling team. And Zion's in this game. And they also played this team a few weeks ago, and he almost beat the Celtics on like a layup, like right off the rim at the buzzer to win it. They lose by 1. It was a good game with Zion in the lineup. This team looks a whole lot different. Now, this is an 11-point spread. Obviously, the Celtics could come in and shoot really well, but they've not been consistent. If this game stays relatively close and he sees the time, shoots at least 40%, that's not asking too much. Again, for a 45, 46% career shooter, that's looking really, really good. So I'm really looking at the field goals here, but also the fact that Zion's in this one, the fact that he played this team earlier in the year, a few weeks ago and had 26 on him. I'm really liking this, and he's been in a good form lately. A lot of things checking, boxes for me that I'm liking Dejounte to score over 16.5 points. The last thing I'll show here is games with Zion. Doesn't go down, goes up in terms of his scoring, 21 points on average. Did have a bad game against the Bulls here, and then also a bad game where he only played 25 minutes against the Jazz. But other than that, competitive games, Dejounte's been scoring. We just need a good field goal percentage. Really not even that good. 40% is not asking too much, and he's been trending in the right direction. So I'm loving Dejounte here over 16.5 points. And then before we jump into some leans, I do want to remind everyone I'm doing a $200 giveaway. That's not, chump change, and it's going to be one person that signs up using my code to Sleeper. The code is RICH. It's also in the description of this video. When you sign up for Sleeper, you're going to get $55 just by playing $5. So sign up using code RICH, get a screenshot of that, send it to me in the Discord free chat, or just comment down below and we can get in touch in that way. But just say, yeah, I signed up using code RICH. You get to play 5, get 55 back. And the reason I'm pushing Sleeper is because last year they gave a really good promotion during the Super Bowl. It was a $50 protected play. Kind of want everyone to be able to get a chance at that. I don't know if they're going to do that. It's kind of just speculatory, but they'll probably have some sort of great promotion. They also have discounts every Wednesday and Sunday. So Sleeper is just a really fun app. I want everyone to jump on board with it. Again, 55 free bucks right there, and you get into the drawing of a $200 giveaway that I'm doing. That will be right after the Super Bowl. Win-win situation there. Also, when you use my code, you're going to get into the Discord for a free month. So really a win-win-win situation for you guys to sign up for Sleeper. Wanted to let you guys know. If it's not available or if you already have it, there are plenty of other options in the description of this video. Just sign up using one of those codes, and that will get you access to one entry in the giveaway. Yeah, wanted to let you guys know I'm doing that. So take advantage. Then moving into our first lean here, it's going to be Josh Green. And again, he is probable. I mentioned that in the injury report, but he's been scoring the ball really well lately. They don't have LaMelo Ball. They don't have Brandon Miller. No Mark Williams for this team, so he's been getting a ton of minutes. You can see in games just without Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball out of the lineup here. He's over this in 4 or 5 games. A lot of these games up over 10 points, so 7.5 just seems too low. Again, I do want to mention the Clippers have a pretty good defense, but also similar players versus the Clippers. Grayson Allen scored 18. DiVincenzo scored 15. Isaiah Joe had a 6.5 line. He scored 9. He also scored, or Lou Dort also scored 9 in that game, so you can kind of cross those guys out. But more often than not a 60% hit rate for guys similar to Josh Green. Going over their lines, 15% differential, 1.23 average in terms of point differential, and I think 7.5 is just too low for a guy. Look at his minutes in these games, 34, 35, 38, 39, 33 minutes. We could see upwards of 30 plus minutes to 39 minutes. That's what it seems like in terms of the data without a lot of these guys in the lineups. And again, you can see a ton of injuries, not even mentioning Grant Williams, Cody Martin, Trey Mann. They're going to be leaning on a lot of these different guys. And I think Josh Green's going to get big minutes, tougher matchup, but he's been scoring pretty well. They're going to need someone to score, and he just needs some buckets to fall, whoever good the defense is. If he's getting, the shots up, it's looking pretty good for Josh Green. So more of a lean because he is probable, coming back from injury, maybe doesn't see the time, but they're not going to have too many options with all these injuries. So tougher matchup. That's kind of why it's more of a lean as well. But 7.5 points for Josh Green just seems a little bit too low here. Then moving into another lean here, it's going to be Tyrese Maxey under his 38.5 points and assists. Now, why do I love this play? Pick and roll ball handling is his main source of scoring, and also the way he assists the ball a decent amount as well. Pick and roll ball handling, they're ranked 5th in terms defensively. The Nuggets are fully healthy here. If we see teams that are bottom 15 in the league in terms of pick and roll ball handling defense, or I guess top, we can see that the hit rate goes to 22%. He's only over in 4 of 18 games. Now, the reason this is more of a lean is because he played these guys head-to-head. He did stay under. They lost by 35, and he only went under by 1. So Maxey's been scoring the ball. He also just got snubbed from the All-Star game, if you want to say that. So you could look into a storyline here that he could be playing pissed off, which is why I don't love it as much as a normal play, but I think it's a pretty good spot for him to stay under, especially considering, the games he's playing against teams that are pretty good at pick and roll ball handling defense. 22%, that's looking pretty good. If you go even lower, 10 games, it's still 22%. So he hasn't been able to hit this too often with these defenses that really hone in on pick and roll ball handlers, and that's this Nuggets team that's pretty good at this. So Tyrese Maxey, I'll lean at under 38.5 points and assists. So I think it's going to do it for this one. We definitely deep dove into some plays that I'm really liking for tomorrow. Definitely going to be checking the board as I get up and throughout the day. Tomorrow sending out more plays, and I have some more leans off the top of my head right now. I'm just going to save those for the Discord. If you want access to all my slips, all my plays, and a fun Discord community where we're always talking sports, having a lot of fun, check out the link in the description down below. Plenty of different ways to get in there for free. There is a free part of the Discord as well, so if you use my codes when signing up for anything, just join the free part of the Discord, say, hey, I use your code in the general chat, and then I can get in touch with you, send you a DM, and get you that free month. So definitely check out the link in the description. It explains everything there. But that will do it for this one. Good luck with all your bets. Happy Friday to everyone. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video where we talk some more plays. And then trade deadline's coming up. Excited for that. Maybe I'll do like a live show or something, talk about some trades that are going down. I don't know if it's going to be a crazy one with all the tax brackets and things like that, making trades a little bit harder, but always a fun time of year to see people going to new teams and things like that. So that's always a fun day for me. I think that's next Thursday. And then, of course, we have the Super Bowl a little bit after that. So, yeah, good luck with all your bets. Again, Friday, have fun. Don't go too crazy. I'll see you guys tomorrow.